dear spiritual brothers and sisters, and of course, some of the leaders we know very well. Are you? I admire your work. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. So indeed, it's a great honor to speak this sort of the annual this conference. I want to share with you my sort of the I think observation about religion. Perhaps, I think 3,000, 4,000 years, I think religious belief is developed and maintained among humanity. Because when we facing some problem which beyond our control, then belief immense helpful to maintain our hope and our effort. When we're facing some kind of hopelessness, that sense on human level, then beyond our control. But then believe higher being, such as God or Buddha, we get some inspiration in spite of desperate situation. So that remained last few thousand years. Then last, I think, 200 years, over 200 years, science developed. With that, technology developed. So then, unlike prayer, sometimes we want something, pray, but may not materialize immediately. Just remain hope. But science and technology immediately bring those things which we want. So then naturally, people, showing more interest about technology than science. It immediately fulfill our wish. So recently I was in Patna, the capital of Bihar state. The state government built huge Buddhist temple and some relics. Hello. Thank you. Some Buddhist relic come from a few different Buddhist countries. So there, at function, Chief Minister expressed, due to Buddha's blessing, Bihar state will develop fastly. Then, on my turn, of course I know Chief Minister very well. So I told him, if Bihar state's development achieved because of Buddha's blessing, then Bihar state must develop many earlier, because Buddha's blessing always there, but it not materialize till sort of effective chief minister come, not develop. So then I told him, Buddha's blessing there, but Buddha's blessing through chief minister's hand, then really materialize. I believe like that. So therefore, the people, I think in reality, more trust, put more sort of confidence, science and technology. However, end of 20th century, technology brought a lot of distractions. Although war is part of human history, killing through violence is part of human history. But during 20th century, according to historian, with over 200 millions of people killed. So the destructive power much increased because of technology, and including nuclear weapon because of science, scientific development. So then later part of 20th century, people began to feel material development alone. Firstly, there's limitation. And the material development through science and technology cannot bring peace of mind, inner peace. More material facility, more desire, more greed, more competition, and jealousy. All these negative emotions goes with material development. So that brings our mental state too much stress, fear, extreme competitive feeling. That sometimes transforms frustration. Frustration transforms violence, or including suicide. Like some materially highly developed nation, the rate of suicide, including children or young students, sometimes increasing. And then also in the scientific research field, including physical health, medical science, now more and more people or more and more scientists now begin to feel peace of mind is very crucial factor for healthy body. So you see some recent sort of conference, you see the slogan, how to develop healthy mind, healthy body. So it is very close. Healthy mind means peaceful, self-confidence, calm. That's healthy mind. Healthy mind brings body element more naturally, more balanced way. That's healthy body. So emotions really makes differences of physical condition. According some scientists, they say when we develop anger, blood circulation goes more on arms sort of muscle, because you see ready to fight. When fear develops, the blood goes more on leg muscle for running. So, mental state really impact our physical sort of condition. So, calm, peace is very, very important for physical health. So some occasion, some discussion with scientists, particularly medical scientists, they found 2 guinea pigs, same injuries. One guinea pig with one companion, that companion licking, licking. Another same wounded guinea pig without companion. Then the recovery from that injury, the guinea pig which received constant licking from another guinea pig, much faster the recovery. Then obviously they state monkey, young baby monkey with their parent and some separate from the parent, from the mother. So then few weeks it becomes very clear. After a few weeks, very clear. Those young monkey with mother much more peaceful, playful. Those monkey separate from their mother, always bad mood, often fight. So affection is so important. Now here, not talking about religion, but simply human affection is so important for this body. Then one occasion, some medical scientists, on the basis of their research, investigation, on the basis of their data, they mentioned those people who often express word I, my, me, mine like that. Greater danger of heart attack. The reason, although they didn't mention, but it seems quite clear. The person who expressed these words automatically means in that deep sort of in the mind. You see, self-centered sort of attitude is stopped. So they express I like that. So since self-centeredness, then your whole mind will become more narrow. So any problem, even small problem, then appears unbearable. Once a person's attitude, think about others' well-being. You are not just alone. There are more people, at least the rest of your family member or your community, thinking more line these things. Then the mind will become more wider. Result, even serious problem appears not unbearable. So that I think makes really differences. And then also too much selfish view and inner door closed. Then very difficult to communicate with other fellow human beings, even animal. And more affectionate attitude Not only human being, but with other animals also. Then more close feeling. So in deep inside, lonely feeling, no longer there. Because here, mental attitude, develop more compassionate attitude, whole environment or whole surrounding appears positive. But anger keep here on the basis of extreme selfish feeling, then suspicion, distrust. Result, whole surrounding appears something difficult to rely. So that's, I think, psychological sort of, because it is nature law, something like that. The more taking care of other, more altruistic attitude, you develop more self-confidence. Concern yourself more and more, deep inside sense of insecurity develop. Like that. So therefore, later part of 20th century, including scientists, now showing more interest, paying more attention about our inner science, inner mind. And meantime, interest about religions, also some cases increasing. I think like former Soviet Union and also now China, including now after in Russia, after freedom comes, I think in religious faith, religious interest, much sort of developed. In China also, including party member. Outwardly, atheistic. Inwardly, religious-minded. It happened. In the West also, as I mentioned earlier, among the scientists also now showing interest about spirituality. Not necessarily about next life or heaven or these things, but simply in order to be healthy human society, healthy humanity, happy humanity. Material development on the basis of science and technology alone cannot build healthy society. In order to build a healthy society, we must develop compassion, sense of concern for others' well-being. And logically, we are a social animal. No matter how one individual powerful, his or her life depends on the rest of the community. Their future depends on the rest of the community. So, rest of the community is the source of our future, basis of our future, source of our success, source of our happiness. So we have to take care of the basis of our own interests, our own future. So these are usually, I describe, secular ethics, without touching religion. These such values, even animals also, you see, appreciate. Animals also have some some extent, they also have the ability to show affection to others. Like that. So that's now today's reality. Then other sort of crises, like global warming, these nature disaster, immense nature disaster, some part of the sort of planet, too much drought there. And like Russia, fire, you see these, too much drought. and agriculture suffer immensely. Then, like Pakistan or some part of Africa, too much water, and also in China, some part of Tibet also, too much rain, too much flood, including Ladakh. So now nature, environment, nature balance, some change. So that really brings disaster. So in that respect, some people, some scientists really feel due to our negligence. We simply, thinking about consume, exploitation of the nature resources without feeling of the taking care, but without the responsibility of taking care of the planet. So, there are some extent, our own behavior made some contribution to this disaster. So, in this field, if we develop sense of global responsibility, then naturally taking care about environment, these automatically come. So now, I believe various different religious traditions have, I think, a special responsibility to show humanity importance of warm-heartedness or compassion and love. When we face some disagreement, the practice of tolerance, practice of patience, and when we facing some problem due to greedy teaching of contentment, I think these are very much relevant to today's reality. So where is the religious tradition? I think special sort of role to protect the world, because of that, to develop better human being, more compassionate human being. Of course, nearly now 7 billion human beings, everybody, I'm not saying everybody should be religious minded. No, impossible. Large portion of human being, I think will remain without religious faith. Okay, no problem. But being more warm-hearted person, more compassionate person, it is their own interest, not interest for God or Buddha, but your own interest. Then we can show them, those people who follow different religious traditions, showing them the value of compassion, value of forgiveness. Then people, whether they accept religious belief or not, they look religious people as a good example. Of course, various different religious traditions, like different Hindu traditions, and then Zoroastrianism, or Parsi, Zoroastrianism, ancient times come from Iran, isn't it? Yeah. And then Christianity, different sort of Christian traditions, and Muslim, Sunni, or Shia, or Sufi, and of course Jainism and Buddhism and Sikhism. I think no Sadaji. Oh, this Shinto, yes. Shinto, ancient sort of Japanese tradition, Shinto. Very much sort of respect to nature. I really admire. Wonderful. So you see these major world religious tradition with philosophy, with certain sort of theology, all have sort of same message of love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, contentment. Same. I found among the Muslim practitioner, among the Christian practitioner, among Jews practitioner, Hindu practitioner, all, I found it's the same practice. In the philosophical field, there is big differences, even among theistic religion, monotheistic religious tradition, Muslim, Islam, and Christian. Also, the Christianity. There's differences. Christianity, Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, and Islam, just Allah, only God, one God. The differences, of course. And then, of course, between theistic religion, non-theistic religion such as Jainism and Buddhism and some part of Sangha philosophy, is no concept of God, no concept of creator. Ourselves considered as a creator, ultimately, like that. So I believe law of causality. There's big differences. It doesn't matter. Even within the Buddhism, there is theoretically or philosophical viewpoint, basically four different schools of thought. Among them, big differences. So all these taught by Buddha himself. So sometimes I jokingly used to tell people, the Buddha taught contradictory philosophy. That's not due to Buddha's own confusion, certainly not. The enlightened Buddha Shakyamuni, of course, in his mind, no confusion. Nor he deliberately tried to create more confusion among his followers. No. Then the answer is, because among humanity there are so many different mental dispositions. Even among his own followers, there are differences there. So it is necessary, different philosophy, different concept. So Buddha taught. So what we learned from this sort of fact, we can easily develop understanding. We have different traditions who have different philosophy, concept of God, Creator. Wonderful. Last 1,000 years, millions of people get immense inspiration from these traditions. So, and present, in future also. So we must respect all these different traditions. I am Buddhist. Whenever I had opportunity, pilgrimage, different sort of temple, or what do I say, like church, or mosque, or synagogue, or mandir, or Buddhist temple, any religious sort of birthday, sacred place, I always go and respect. I really admire or appreciate all these major world religious traditions helped humanity immense. So therefore, keep faith towards one's own religion, but respect all major religious traditions. That we can develop, we can practice that. I am Buddhist. I respect, admire, appreciate all other traditions. I think Buddha, I think fully support that. I feel like that. So that is basis of genuine harmony or genuine of the spirit of spiritual brotherhood, sisterhood. there is sufficient reasons, sufficient fact to develop that. That we need. Otherwise, sometimes in the name of religion, some conflict in the past also happened, and present also sometimes happen. But the real reason, I think, if we study, then different motivation, but simply manipulate religious faith. So sometimes people get the impression religion also is causing conflict. So it is very sad. So therefore, like RCC meeting, I think it is. This is such sort of gathering. And also scholars from different traditions discuss what similarity, what differences. When we find the differences, what is the purpose of these different philosophies, different ways of approach? Same purpose, to help humanity, to bring more conviction about practice of love, compassion, like that. Those people, for example, those people, according to theistic religion, more faith towards God, your self-centered attitude reduces. You totally submit to God. So, the very small, very now, there is room of self-centered reduce. And the message of God is love, compassion. So, the same result, same effect. Whereas Buddha says, no soul, anatma, in the self-centered, reduced self-centered attitude. Same aim, same goal, different way. Like that. So therefore, we can develop genuine harmony among different traditions. Also, so you see, scholars from different traditions meet and discuss. And then most important, practitioners from different traditions come together, exchange their deep spiritual experiences. Immensely. It's really the best way to introduce the deeper value of different traditions. Sometimes we cannot express by word, but we observe the followers sort of way of thinking, way of life, really introduce the meaning of one's own tradition. Extremely sort of helpful, important, useful. Then occasionally, like RCC meeting, religious leaders of different religious traditions come together, speak from one platform, spirituality, world peace, or compassion, these things. Very, very helpful. Then another method, group pilgrimage, to make pilgrimage to different holy places of different traditions. That also immense helpful. Now, basically, 21st century, this century, I always believe, I always share with other people. Now, this century should be century of dialogue. So there are various different religious traditions also have immense sort of potential to build that. So since various different religious traditions have that same potential, so freedom of religious belief now very relevant. Some area, some restrictions. Like theistic sort of state, sometimes they put some restriction. And some sincere religious practitioner, sometimes getting some harassment, right? Some difficulties. These actually harming, building healthy society, healthy human generation. So I want to share I want to tell such people, think not immediate sort of their power or their control, but think humanity, long run. Then let complete freedom for various religious traditions for their practice. It's very necessary. So, I think that is about my talk. Finish now.